Toula's Tips for Caregivers. Help is on the air with Toula Wooten, your source to go for resources and information to help you in this rewarding but sometimes challenging role. Now here's Toula.
Well, welcome everyone to another episode of Toula's Tips for Caregivers. As those of you who've been listening for some time know by now, I am dedicated to the caregiver, particularly caregivers of what I like to call elders versus seniors. I think it gives them more respect. Caregivers who are taking care of someone over the age of 65, 70, and we know that caregivers struggle. They face hardships. They have emotional crises while caring for their loved one and typically don't know where to turn for help, which is why I started this radio show back in 2010, to reach out and be a beacon of hope and inspiration and encouragement to caregivers, and also to offer community resources. We have over 44 million caregivers in the United States today, and it's my goal, as I said, to reach out and help them in any way possible. So via this radio show, I've been doing that, and today I am really pleased to have a new guest on my show. Her name is Powell. She is the coordinator of the Memory Café here in Jacksonville, Florida. It is a project of Newtown dementia-friendly community. Catherine, welcome to my show today.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Well, I'm really glad to have you, and I know we're talking about something that's a relatively new initiative here in our town. First of all, let's talk about it just, America or United States wide. It is a national initiative, right?
It is. And Robert Gordon is actually the coordinator. I'm his assistant.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. That's the information I was given. But anyway.
That's okay.
You can be any title you want to be on my show. How's that?
Okay. That sounds good to me.
Okay. Well, tell me just a little bit about the dementia-friendly community that we're creating here and about your Memory Cafe.
We've been in existence for a little better than 2 years. And we've had, each month we have a socialization program for the caregivers and the person they're caring for. That way it gets both of them together and they're around people that's in the same situation, caregivers and care providers. Let them socialize. We play bingo. We listen to music. We play games. And just a relaxation time. That way the caregiver get a little break and the person they're caring for gets to see new people and talk to people and just get comfortable with them.
Yeah, and actually that's really good for both the caregiver and the care receiver. I'm always talking to caregivers about taking a break, but the really flip side of that is the care receiver sometimes needs to see a different face than the caregiver that's with them day in and day out. So I think it's wonderful that in this environment, both caregivers and care receivers are together to do activities.
It works well.
Yeah, and that.
And as a matter of fact,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just going to tell you what our next event would be. March the 14th, we have what they call the Dementia Caregiver Support Group. And they meet every other month. And we just provide care for one another. And we listen and we talk and provide new information to caregivers. That's on the 14th.
And where will that be?
At 2 p.m. That's at Burger King on New Kings Road.
Okay. Important to know that this is an event for the caregiver and the person with dementia. It's not a place where caregivers can come and drop off their loved one for respite. This is a time for them to be together and interact.
Correct.
And meet other caregivers and other people with dementia.
Right. And get them active. Get their mind going, their body going too, their fingers. And although the memories are gone for the people that are being cared for, music always helps them. It soothes them, and it brings back memories to them. Yeah. And they enjoy it.
I think music is good for everyone's soul, and I've seen it help people with profound dementia come back and speak. Maybe some people who haven't even spoken out loud in a long time, when they listen to music that is from their era or music that they recognize and love, it does bring them back out. So It's been really wonderful to see the therapeutic value of music for them. I'm glad you guys do that.
And we're also supported in part by grant funded from the Community Foundation of Northeast Florida through Eldersource. We did so well on our own that they provided a grant for us so we can continue the work.
Well, it's important work, so I'm really happy.
We're excited about it and looking forward for it. And we're just hoping more people, because we want to get the word out. We want to empower people and give them the information so they can help themselves and help other people.
Well, that's important, and it's important for people with dementia to be able to get out. Sometimes they are isolated, maybe because the caregiver isn't comfortable taking them out. There's still a stigma associated, particularly with Alzheimer's disease, unfortunately. So it makes me happy that they're able to get out and do some things for their own personal enjoyment.
And they enjoy it. You can see the expression on their face. And we even had a Halloween bash party for them. And they enjoyed that. They laughed at us in our uniforms. It's jolly. It brings out the best of everyone. And they enjoy that.
That's what life is about, being able to do that for each other, where we all have dementia or not. That's what it's about. What other free education sessions do you have coming up?
We have one on the 20th coming up, and that's March the 20th, and that's going to be at Emmett Reed Community Center. And we're going to have a psychiatrist there, a psychiatrist and a psychologist there. And at least once, sometimes twice a month, we have educational information, and we'll have doctors there, people that run nursing homes to give us information and how to find and what to do. We even have legal people there sometimes to give us information and caring for people, getting their affairs in order. And we came up with one group, and it's called Sharing the Love, and they do educational things. And Tina Logan runs that one, and we got so much coming up. So we have things on what causes dementia, caregiver issues, symptoms and dementia, the signs of dementia, and preventing memory loss. And there's, like I say, advanced care planning, and we have stages of dementia. So there's educational going on all the time. And
I would suppose, since this is a collaboration between you guys, Eldersource, and the Mayo Clinic, you utilize a lot of the physicians and other clinicians from Mayo, right?
Correct. Yeah, Mayo has been very supportive of us and helped us get a lot of things going out. And we now have a bi-monthly newsletter, and we have, like I say, the free, everything we do is free. We have the free educational sessions for the community. What time was that? Last year, the caregivers had a trip to Fernandina Beach. Someone cared for our persons that we were caring for, and that was relaxing and enjoying, and it was refreshing. And it's just different things like that we do. Every time we get an opportunity to have enough fun, we do something.
It's good for the caregivers to get away, and like you said, be refreshed and be in a new environment. It helps you cope and actually helps you build your health so that you live longer. We know that caregivers, unfortunately, are at a higher risk for depression, diabetes, hypertension, stroke, and actually when it comes to being a caregiver of someone with any kind of dementia, about 40% of those caregivers die first, which is obviously the last thing we want. So I think it's important that you are focusing on the caregivers and giving them that break. Who may I ask tended to the care receivers while the caregivers got to go to Fernandina?
Who are they?
No,
I don't know everyone. Oh, who tended to them? Their choice. They got their personal choice.
Okay. So hopefully another family
member. Yeah, anyone they were comfortable, another family member, a friend, a church member, and they cared for them while we were gone. And we had a ball. And it's good for caregivers to get together and talk, and sometimes we need to vent. We can vent, and we understand that we're not alone. not only we're not alone, someone else is sharing that too, because they have the same situation and problems we have.
Absolutely. And that's been the thrust of my radio show message, along with Take Care of Yourself. And you probably know I'm the founder of the Caregiver Coalition of Northeast Florida, and our tagline has been, "You're not alone." It's so important for caregivers to get together and support each other, because only they know the types of things that they go through, and only they understand each other's challenges and opportunities, because there's good things too that come out of caring for a loved one, not just the challenges. So how does someone access your newsletter?
Our newsletter address is, you go on the website, and it's DEMENTIAOUTREACH.MAYO.EDU.
All right, say that. You spelled it, but say what it is.
It's DementiaOutreach.Mayo.Education.
Perfect.
Education abbreviated.
Dementia Outreach.Mayo.edu.
That's it.
Yeah.
And like I say, our newsletters are out quarterly. Yes. And every 2 months, bi-monthly. The website is, even in the newsletters, we usually have at least 2, maybe 3 months activities going on. And the website is on the last page of the information on the newsletter.
Very good. Well, your Emmett Reed event on March 20th, I know you're going to talk about the Mediterranean and DASH diet. Who's doing that presentation? Do you know?
It's a Mayo, yes. A Miss Chandler, a PhD from the Mayo Clinic department.
Very good. Well, that'll be an awesome
She's presenting that. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Because we even had, when we went on our outing in Fernandina, we had a Mediterranean lunch. And it was new to some people.
Yeah. Well, it's the healthiest way to eat. We know that it's the healthiest way to eat.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're talking to a little Greek girl, so I eat primarily Mediterranean diet. Yeah. Mainly because I prefer it, but I also know it has health benefits to it. It's the best thing for your body, your heart, and the things that are good for your heart are also good for your brain. They're heart healthy and brain healthy, and that's something that people need to remember. What about your workshop? Do you have one coming up on April 16th?
It's a workshop. It's a free workshop presented by the Alzheimer's Association, and it's how to deal with a dementia patient, and that's April the 16th.
And where will that be?
I don't have the location yet, but it will be in our next newsletter that will be coming out. Because right now we're finishing March newsletter, so our next newsletter will be April and May.
Okay.
But if they go on that website, they would be able to see the exact location, the time, and everything. It is presented by the Alzheimer's Association, so they may even have information on their website about that.
Yeah, they probably do. And I've heard that presentation before, how to deal with the challenging behaviors of the dementia patient. It's a very good one. It's a very important one, because most of us who are caring for a loved one with dementia don't know what to do when our loved one refuses to get into the shower or asks the same questions 15 times in the space of about 10 seconds. All that can be...
I'm familiar with that one.
Yeah, me too. It could be exacerbating.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And it can certainly try your patient.
It does.
But there are ways to appropriately handle it without yourself getting angry or agitating the person that you love that has dementia. And so I'm excited that you're doing that presentation.
Yeah, one of our educational persons gave us a listing of some emails that we can go in on our computer and pull it up with different episodes of how to deal with this behavior and that behavior. And I found that to be very helpful for me.
So
I still use it. I've had it.
I take it.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Have you cared for someone with dementia?
Yes, my husband.
Oh, how long have you been doing that?
Almost 3 years now.
How are you?
So I'm feeling movie.
You're not.
I'm doing fine.
You're doing all right?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
You take time for yourself?
I do. Matter of fact, I have usually Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I take him to a place where he can go and sit down. I won't name the restaurant. To go and have coffee and talk with other gentlemen that's his age, and they can socialize and talk. And while he's doing that, I go to the Y and exercise and
Good
socialize.
For you. That's a great way to take care of yourself. My hat's off to you.
Right. I get 2 birds with 1 stone.
Well, that's why I love my Y. I belong to the Y here in Mandarin, and I love the people there. I go to socialize, and then I need the exercise, so I do it for that.
And we all do.
Yeah, we all got to take care of ourselves. And
we have to.
The old motto is, if you don't move today, you won't be able to move tomorrow. So
that's a true statement.
It is. So I'm glad you're doing that. Well, Catherine, what else would you like to tell me about the Newtown Dementia community before we end this interview?
Just that everyone that works with that department, from Mayo Clinic on down to the Newtown community itself, EWC and everyone, they work together so well, and someone's always available to help you, and especially in the lead over there too, because we have some meetings there sometimes. And just, I'm shocked, I'm thankful and prayerful that everyone works together as a unit of one. And that's encouraging, and they're supportive, and you can ask questions. No question is too dumb or stupid. You can ask a question and you will get an answer.
That's the way it should be. It should be a comfortable, safe environment for everyone. And I'm glad that all of these organizations are collaborating and working as one, because that's obviously the best thing for the caregiver and their loved one with dementia. Thank you for pointing that out. Well, folks, you've been listening to Toula's Tips for Caregivers. My guest, Catherine Powell, today has given lots of good information on what's going on here locally in the Jacksonville area with our Memory Café for dementia patients and their caregivers. Catherine, I really appreciate you taking the time to be on the show today.
And thank you for having me.
Well, thank you, my dear. We're going to wrap up this show, but let me wrap it up the way that I always do. And caregivers, again, my main message to you is please put yourself at the top of your list. You've got to take care of yourself first. Know that I love you, and I wish you many, many blessings.
Hi, this is Toula, and I'm here to talk to you about Baptist's new Age Well Institute. Are you caring for a loved one who's 65 or older? Are you a boomer like myself who's caring for a parent? And perhaps your parent has been experiencing some decline in their overall health. Let me highly recommend to you the Baptist Age Well Institute. They have the only real geriatrician here in Northeast Florida who is able to look at the whole person. Their comprehensive approach includes a nurse, a doctor, a social worker, a pharmacist, a dietitian. They have their own physical therapy there. They can work with folks with memory disorders. My goal is to help you, the caregiver, find an organization that can care for your loved one who's 65 or older. I take my own parents there, and I highly recommend the Age Well Institute at Baptist. Please give them a call at 904-202-4243. Again, that's 904-202-4243. You'll be so glad you did.
Have you read the new book, Love Stories and Timeless Tips yet? It's by our own Toula Wooten with Toula's Tips for Caregivers. Toula is a caregiver, too, as well as an expert on caregiving. You can get it in paperback or on Kindle at Amazon.com. The book is filled with touching stories of caregivers taking care of their loved ones. Each chapter has helpful ideas that we all can use. I love that Toula included a Toula's tip with each story. Her message to caregivers is clear. Take care of yourself so that you can take care of your loved one. This is a beautiful book for all caregivers to read, whether you're a part-time, full-time, or long-distance caregiver, or someone receiving care. You should get the book today. Just go to Amazon.com. Search for Love Stories and Timeless Tips by Toula Wooten.